Welcome back to Real Estate Unlocked. I'm Brent Gubbin, your host, and today we are establishing if we are in a buyer's market or a seller's market. When you hear the terms buyer's market or seller's market, what does this really mean? Well, a buyer's market happens when there are more properties for sale than there are buyers. This means prices may be more negotiable and buyers have the upper hand. A seller's market is the opposite. Demand is high and there are fewer properties available, leading to rising prices and competition amongst buyers. The big question for 2025 is, where does Australia sit right now? What are the market trends for 2025? Well, Australia's property market has seen big shifts over the past few years. Let's look at the interest rates. We've all noticed that they've been stabilizing. We've seen an interest rate drop of 0.25%, and most of the experts are expecting a further 0.75% drop in total over the coming months. That's a total of 1%, which makes a big impact, obviously, on your borrowing capacity and what you're paying back every single month. What this means is that the rates are softening and it becomes more of a buyer's market with more people able to afford. Rents are also at record highs. Investors are seeing strong rental returns, encouraging more rates. Housing supply is still tight. The government has set goals, very clear goals, as to how many developments they need throughout the country and in specific areas, and these are just not being met. They're well below where they should be and need to be to match immigration and obviously what is coming for Australia. However, there are areas that still have a high amount of development taking place with opportunities to buy. We're also seeing areas throughout Australia, like areas and pockets of Melbourne, that are now seeing growth taking place. As opposed to a stagnant market, it provides a mixed market. Some locations favour sellers, while others give buyers the advantage. That's your answer to the question, are we in a buyer's or a seller's market? It really just depends where you're looking to buy or sell. Here's a bit of a breakdown for you. Capital cities such as Sydney and Melbourne are showing signs of a transition from seller's market to a more balanced one as buyer demand grows and stock levels remain low. In regional markets, some regional hotspots that boomed during COVID are now cooling, creating more buying opportunities. Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, these are cities that are still experiencing strong demand with limited stock, making them more seller friendly. But you do have cities such as Perth that are at their peak or past their peak in terms of growth over the past few years. The key is to understand these trends. They can help you time your move wisely. So for 2025, here's how to approach it. For buyers, look for areas where stock levels are rising and sellers are more open to negotiation. Be patient, but ready to act. Opportunities do exist, especially in markets shifting to balance. Consider rent vesting if affordability is a challenge, especially if you're looking to buy in an area that is increasing in sales prices, such as parts of. For sellers, price competitively. Buyers are well informed and are hesitant to overpay. Highlight rental returns if selling. Rentals are quite high, and it's appealing for investors when making that purchase for their next investment property. If your area is cooling, selling sooner rather than later, maybe. So, in summary, is it a buyer's or a seller's market? You may not like the answer, but it depends on where in Australia we're talking about. Depends on where you're buying or where you're selling. Some markets still favour sellers due to low supply and high demand, whilst others are becoming more balanced, giving buyers the better opportunities. Economic factors like interest rates, migration, and supply will continue to shape. Now, the key takeaway: the best time to buy or sell is when it aligns with your personal circumstances, not just the market. You've got to repeat this. The best time to buy or sell is when it aligns with your personal circumstances, not just the market. If you're ever unsure, working with an expert can help you make the right move. That's all for today's episode of Real Estate Unlocked. If you found this useful, don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, happy house hunting.